The Mole Man True Accuracy nerf sends everyone in a spin, especially those who didn't know that it was a bug for the last year. Double rank for 6-star materials are coming next month. Booyah! Give me that tier 6B and tier 3 alpha fragments. Inventory cap is increased for Catalyst, and July 4th Weekender deals drop today. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions.
Do you regret wasting your money on such a ridiculous product?
Well, I'll just send you back then. Or sell you to someone who gives a damn.
Okay. So anyways, how do you like your salsa? Sunfire or magma?
So I've got a fire extinguisher. Also, if you want to find a place for where I'm posting my Mirrorverse, my Fall Guys, and my Warzone content, it is on the second channel, Rich Plays. Check it out in the link in the description. Just a forewarning, not going to mention it too much, but that's where those videos of those games are found at the moment. And now let's kick off the show. Sorry for the self-promotion. Any case, right, increasing Catalyst inventory caps. Okay, very important for players, and it's certainly been a problem, for me, especially with, going from someone who bought the Summoner Sigil back in December 2021 to then someone who had the sigil for a brief time in last month when I earned it from doing the arena, and now without the sigil. So you have to be very careful about the volume of stuff that you're able to hold, and also at the same time your stash, you're managing your stash effectively as possible. The reason that this has been changed, I don't know, but I'm glad that Kabam are finally kind of looking to increase the caps right here. So it looks like we're gonna have an increase. It doesn't say like what it increases from and to, but let's hope that this kind of like feels to be good for players. I mean, as I said, for me, having more space for tier 5 basic is very important. The same thing with having more space for tier 2 alpha is very important because you need a lot of it. It would be good to have at least save back 2 to 3 rank up opportunities for champions at a higher level, whether it's 6 stars, 5 stars, 565, whatever. Just to have that to kind of like go, okay, well, I need to make decisions. And decisions nowadays are like, I'm very hesitant to make decisions on rank ups, mainly because I don't know what Kabam are going to do to one of the champions that I may get brand new from a featured crystal. I don't know what Kabam are planning to do with some of the champions in general, especially because, one of the stories that we're going to be talking about further on is, oh yeah, Mole Man. Mole Man, that one that was bugged for the last year. We'll talk about that in some more stories to come. But in any case, good news that we've got the inventory cap increased, as that's good without having to be past a paywall. Now moving from somewhat good news to potentially bad news, later on today we'll see the July 4th deals drop or the spectacular summoner sales drop. This is going to be good for some, bad for others, and enraging, I think, for me. There's been plenty of leaks out about these particular deals. I did at the time say take it with a pinch of salt until images started floating out that were from a leaked element to it. I would just stress again, just wait until the deals are out to 100% confirm the worst case scenario. Yeah, later on I'll have some dissection. I'll be having my opinion on it, but also I'll be doing a separate video talking about like where I advise players to go with it. So first of all will be a reaction type video to the July 4th deals. The second video will be a best practices advice for them, and especially what I'll be doing is comparing off against where you could go in game with your units and go, right, well, I'll do content versus buying deals, because you might find that doing some of the content in game, like Korean's challenges, doing something else in not Cavalier difficulty, but in kind of like Act 6, may even get you further, more efficiently and better through the game than it would be just to buy something that you'll either close to, have no value to, and might waste 10,000 units plus without even realizing. But we'll talk about that later on in that particular video. 10 AM PST, the deals do be dropping. Although I will be probably watching Stranger Things, so there may be a bit of delay in me making that video. Mole Man's True Accuracy no longer remains active while in Frenzy mode. Let's have a look at this story, because it goes back a lot longer than people might think. But obviously good news for myself and King Groot is that we're getting a fix for King Groot. Sad, with like one hand giveth, one hand taketh away. So the Mole Man story goes back a lot longer than people might think. It goes back to last year, early last year, and I think it was around about the time the champion got his buff. Quite interesting, I thought I'd go to like Reddit and kind of like see if there was anything posted back then, and there was some interactions about how frenzy in how true accuracy would be used in frenzy mode, where in fact in actuality it's not meant to. And there's kind of like this discussion point here. Yeah, I know it was clearly written in his description, but a few days ago, for some reason, when my frenzy activated at 15, I got true accuracy as well as I thought. Maybe I'm missing something. It could have been a visual glitch. Mole Man's true accuracy seems to be periodically bugged, but you shouldn't be able to have both frenzy and true accuracy active. It's not a visual glitch, it actually works. And then this player says, well, the more you know, definitely bugged, right, question mark, and then back. A bug that hopefully they'll never fix, which, you know, I think this was posted back in February of last year. And funnily enough, back in release notes 32.1, as this player says here, this was last year, by the way, in bug fix section, they have written that Mole Man's true accuracy passive will now interact correctly with the champions. Does that mean that he'll not have his true accuracy when in frenzy? I need rank down tickets if that's the case. This is an ongoing situation with it. To be fair though, he was bugged for a long time, and this has been brought up countless times here, never with an official response. So if it's last year, and did Kabam actually respond to this thread? I don't think they did. So that's kind of like another kind of like issues, like Kabam haven't been totally honest about, or kind of giving foresight to players to go, if you ranked up this champion, or kind of like thought this champion was like, Kabam I think should have done a bit better to kind of say, look, by the way, we will be fixing this, and if I'm missing out something, then I'd quite happily be pointed out by Kabam. They've answered on the thread to say, look, you know, if you expect to see this, it will go. You know, I think that's kind of like a good thing about communication with it. I don't hear. Mole God's true accuracy still works in frenzy. The god has survived another update. That was back last year, August 2021. Yeah, it's like, look, this is a very, I think some people are more annoyed about this situation than others, but I think that's just going to be the thing with this situation. If there's no communication to let players know this was going to happen, which, you know, this is a year in the making to the Mole Man like nerf bug fix, as technically it is, then that's bad. It needs to be better communication on that particular subject, because it's like it's been bugged. And people who had Mole Man and wanted to use that true accuracy in frenzy mode, the thing is, look, let's be real, does it take away from the champion's effectiveness in general? No, it will still be an effective champion, it'll still be well used. Yes, it may be certain situations you might be like, okay, well, having true accuracy to the interaction that I'm going to take it into this content, maybe like, okay, well, I might have to change my rotation of how I deal with this and how I go into frenzy mode, and how it's going to be impactful if I do this in this particular scenario. So that's where that's going to be, I think, for a lot of players. It's still a good enough champion, as I said. Just my opinion on the situation is it's communication. It's just letting the player base know that if you are considering this champion a champion to be running for the last year plus, I'm talking like this may have been 1.5 years since this bug. It also is a very bad shadow or bad showcase of Kabam's ability to deal with bugs and certain champions and fix champions, and maybe like the resources like Kabam has to fix things in general. Like, why are things taking so long with this game to deal with, where others it's just a case of like, you look at what Fall Guys started off as a game that was just done by a small indie team in the UK, and now it's like so big that when there's a bug, within an hour it's dealt with. Like 1 hour to deal with a bug, and it's like done. It's like, and like you look at what that game is now, and it's like it's definitely not a $2 billion game, which, you know, MCOC is. So I don't know, I think more needs to be done with communication with this, especially as I said, like if we're waiting a year to find out about this stuff, and there's loads of little things that go by the wayside that, you know, you kind of wish that Kabam would either be honest about, or kind of go and check stats and information and data and go, okay, well, this quite clearly, this player has showed that this is a bug or this is an issue. We need to at least say, look, just so you know, this is a bug and it has to be fixed, right? And just let people know. So I don't know, maybe I've missed it where Kabam have like said this is a bug and it's definitely going to be fixed, but it definitely feels like it's been quiet for many months, and I think it just would have been best to have a better communication on that factor, or let people know, stats, update. Even like the bugs and known issues section, like why Why isn't like that kind of like utilized to a point of like telling players, where is it, bugs and known issues, to go, okay, well, what have we got in the bugs and known issues? Known issues, it's nothing about champion specific changes and things. Where is there something on there? Oh, there's something about King Gru, but that's been fixed. Where's the thing that should be ongoing about when it's resolved for Mole Man? So it's like there's ways to communicate this, and I just don't. It needs to be on something like this, so players can still get an idea of going, okay, well, this is obviously going to be changed and improved or nerfed down the line. But I do want to leave you on a Friday with a couple of positive stories to kind of go into the weekend. Positive story number one is all about those Thronebreaker and upwards looking to get tier 6 basic fragments and tier 3 alpha fragments. You're going to get double the amount of opportunity. How is that confirmed, Rich? Well, it's easy. If you go to the section here about the July kind of event, you'll notice that the tier 6 basic catalyst fragments and the tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments are in the store. In the store. I need to kind of quote that very kind of specifically. They're in the store. And as Kabam have said in the follow-up to this, the part 2, is that with the new events, there are going to be changes that are going to be introduced alongside the July event quest, which are buffed rewards when you go and grind out your Cavalier difficulty, which include, as they say here, additional Thronebreaker players will receive a monthly objective to explore the Cavalier event quest, tier 6 basic catalyst fragments and tier 3 alpha catalyst fragments as well. So that confirms that are two things. One, load of tier 6 basics and tier 3 alpha that are in the store, and another load that are in the objective, which runs alongside this. So that's the bit of good news to kind of let everybody know we are getting double amount of those rank 4 materials. It's also good to see that Kabam made a good move with this, especially because, you know, it's always up and down with Kabam did a good, they did a bad, they good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. It's literally just like, I don't know, just crazy all the time. I also want to share this. This is the final story of today, and that is sharing a fantastic... This is... Sadly, you've got to spend a lot of money for this. Right, that's the first thing. But the good news is seeing something that's incredibly detailed. I have considered this for when I build the new studio, is to have something like a larger, like, not like invest into it, but this may be one of these kind of like silly purchases that I kind of might live to regret, but would like to put it in some sort of like studio area when I move. But I just thought I'd share this, especially because this is a 400 limited edition Thanos. This is a special Thanos because it is a Marvel Contest of Champions type Thanos. They've done something similar in the past for Venompool. I think they might have done something for Deadpool. I could be wrong with that one. I don't think there's anything for the Collector. But this is it's amazing. Like this Thanos is about 1 meter. 86 centimeters, and for all other countries that don't use centimeters and meters, 34 inches. Does that make sense? Yeah, 34 inches by 28 inches. Who's quite a wide boy. Definitely a height boy and definitely a wide boy. But yeah, this Giga Chad is going to be $1,505, and you can pre-order now, and like it ships between December and between December 2022 and February 2023. I'm sure there's going to be people out there that will be interested to spend on this one. I don't know. I can't really warrant the cost, especially because we're trying to move house. But yeah, there's that thing. I'm not sponsored to kind of like, you know, mention anything about this. I just thought it was amazing, and if I have the money, it's a light gauntlet as well. Oh my god, that is so cool. And you can swap out the portrait. Nice. Okay. Wow. Wow, it's like, it's pretty sick. I mean, look, if you got the money, you want to get it. And there seems to be some good enough detail to it as well. Just I don't know if it will travel well to the UK if that's the case. And also I don't know if my bank balance would be wise. In any case, right, that's that. Thought I ended doing something cool, so that's pretty sick to kind of like see that one. We end the show as well by saying thank you to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a patron. You're on screen now. Thank you so much for keeping that love and support to the channel. Also, those that support on twitch.tv/RichTheMan Live, I'll be back doing a little bit of MCOC and Fall Guys tonight, especially getting after our yesterday 2 wins back to back in Fall Guys, and then following up with that win in Fortune's Keep on Warzone. So we're getting the W's and we're moving on nicely. So yeah, come and renew your primes, renew your subs over on the stream tonight. I'll see you later on for some July 4th dissection content. So yeah, see you then. Cheers everybody. Bye bye.